Minnesota Governor Tim Walz steps into the spotlight as Democratic nominee for vice president. He followed a star-studded night of speakers that included Oprah Winfrey and former President Bill Clinton. We begin on the stage of the Democratic National Convention, where joy was a recurring theme in speeches tonight, building up to Tim Walz accepting his party's nomination for vice president. Reporter Julian Glover takes us to the convention floor in Chicago.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who just 2 weeks ago was relatively unknown on the national stage, taking the main stage for night 3 of the DNC here in Chicago. Just weeks after accepting the offer from Vice President Harris to join her ticket, Governor Walz, a former high school teacher and coach, delivering a fiery speech to his party and the country.
Our job for everyone watching is to get in the trenches and do the blocking and tackling. 1 inch at a time, 1 yard at a time, 1 phone call at a time. We got 76 days. That's nothing. There'll be time to sleep when you're dead. We're going to leave it on the field.
Leading up to Walz, the night featured former President Bill Clinton.
After the last 2 days, aren't you proud to be a Democrat?
The former president delivered a rousing endorsement of VP Harris and praised President Biden for making the tough decision to end his re-election bid.
And then he did something that's really hard for a politician to do. He voluntarily gave up political power.
Musical acts Stevie Wonder and the Bay Area's very own drummer Sheila E. kept the energy pumping in the United Center. California was well represented with longtime friend and mentee of VP Harris, Latifah Simon.
Hello, Democrats!
And Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi sharing personal stories of Harris.
I've known Kamala Harris for decades. Personally, I know her a person of deep faith, which is reflected in her community care and service.
In a surprise that brought a roaring scream to the United Center, Oprah, in her hometown of Chicago, made an appeal to all voters to get involved.
So I'm calling on all you independents and all you undecideds.
Mark, you can see the balloons waiting in the rafters for the final night of the DNC here in Chicago on Thursday, where California's very own Vice President Kamala Harris is preparing for the biggest night of her life when she will officially accept her party's nomination to be the next president of the United States. Reporting here in Chicago, I'm Julian Glover, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC 7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel. And download the ABC 7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.